line with Tatar and Zetterlund's clicking. How do the three of you complement each other?
I think we're just playing the same way, paddling for pucks, supporting each other, and that's important to create some offense. You gotta go out there and support each other and play as a line. And yeah, they battle for every puck, so that's huge, and obviously great players to play with.
We used to say this team's finding ways to win. It's a little bit different now. You're understanding how to win. What's changed?
I mean, we're just playing as a team. That's pretty much it. We're more detailed. We're playing as a team. We play our game plan, and we know if we play with our speed, we can put any team on their heels, and that's what we got to try to do day in, day out.
Nico, how would you define the idea of being connected? That's like a word that we hear a lot, and I'm sure it's more than just, connecting on the ice with passes and that type of stuff. How do you sort of define that for this group?
Just as a group, like team. It's a team sport. You got to be connected. If you want to have success, you're 5 players out there plus 1 goalie. So even it means everything. Like a forecheck, O-zone plays, D-zone. You all got to be connected. You all got to be on the same page. If not, it's going to be hard to forecheck. It's going to be hard to defend. So that's the main thing.
Is that also an important thing off the ice? Just making sure you're all kind of one group.
Yeah, of course. But to be honest, I don't think we ever struggled with that.
Yeah.
We're a great group in here, and we're all doing well with each other.
Okay, one of the things that we talked about during training camp is, seizing whatever opportunity comes your way. What has this sort of stretch been like for you, where unfortunately there are injuries to the lineup, but you've really taken hold of a roster spot?
Yeah, it's been obviously fun winning games and stuff and been playing, and it's a lot of fun for sure, and just trying to get better, and as a line too, keep creating more chances and stuff and get better together too. So it's been fun for sure.
And certainly just, to keep up that motivation for yourself when you were getting to the point where an injury happened and you were able to get in. How, difficult was that, but also how appreciative are you of that opportunity to stick there?
Oh yeah, it's not fun to see a teammate go down like that, of course, but for me, I just try to take my chance here and make the most of it, right, and just do what I can do best.
And what do you feel right now is working with your line and how you guys are connecting?
Yeah, I feel we're skating pretty well, creating chances, but I feel like we can create more, and then obviously win pucks back and stuff, working hard like that too, and yeah, that's what we want to do, right? Play with the puck and then not without it. So work hard without it, and then with it, just be ourselves.
And just how much, what is this room like right now? Knowing I see your face change right away, but just the way things are going, knowing where you guys have put yourself, so early in the season.
Yeah, we put ourselves in a good position, right? So it's been fun so far, and we just got to keep it going, right? Work hard for each other and support each other and stuff. So, and yeah, it's a great room for sure. We're having fun.
Thanks, folks.
Just a calming presence for us back there makes it, nicer on the D when you got backup in the forwards too. But he's good at playing the puck as well, so it helps the D out when there's rims coming in on him. But the main thing for a goalie is keeping the puck out of the net. So he's been doing that for us and gives us a lot of confidence playing in front of him.
Well, you always say this team finds ways to win. It's different now. You're understanding how to win. What's changed?
We're in these tight games, and we're just doing the right things. We're not trying to score more goals necessarily when the chances are there. Of course, we're going to take them, but when we're in our D zone, we just want to get the puck out of our zone and make the simple plays. When the chances are there and they give them up, then we're going to take them. But in these tight games, it's going to be key to just buckle down, make sure we're making the smart plays.
Good players.
Sevi, you're the longest-standing Devil in this lineup, in this locker room altogether. What has it been like for you, knowing, it's been taking some years to get to this point where you guys are playing with this type of success, to finally be a part of it and feel it?
Yeah, it's definitely been a long time, unfortunately, but it has to come eventually, and we did the right things. There's been some good players that have come a long way, and you can see their growth right now. Obviously Nico being our captain took him a little bit to grow into that, and he's done a great job, and obviously his play is speaking for itself right now. So it just takes time. Unfortunately, you can't just get 18-year-old players in here and think that we're going to win right away. It takes a little bit of time to mature and stuff, and I was here through the rebuild and kind of all the tough years, so now it's nice to, hopefully, this is just a start. We're still earlier in the season, but hopefully, take us into the playoffs and go from there.
And how important is to keep that in perspective, right? Because so many people talk about how well the team is doing on the outside, but just keeping in perspective that we're, not even 15 games into the year.
Yeah, you want to stay consistent throughout the whole year, and there might be games where we do play great and the other team's goalie plays well, or there's all sorts of different situations that come into play, but there's going to be games where we do play where we should win the game technically, and we don't come in here, and then there's going to be games where we don't play well and we do end up winning. So it does go both ways, and we haven't played some of our best games that we've won on this little streak we're on, so we just want to be consistent with our game, and if we do play the right way, then it should take care of itself. And I think guys understand that it is it's a long process of a long season, and then you get a whole new season that we haven't been in unfortunately for a while now, so we want to get back in that fun season and enjoy that and then get going from there. Going
back to what I was saying before about finally being at this point where you're seeing this type of success as a team, is it fun for you to sort of be the hunted team as opposed to the ones hunting other people down at this point?
Yeah, I mean, when you're on, I guess your record is hot right now, and your record is tops in the league, then of course you're gonna, want. There's teams going to be wanting to knock you off. It's like the Cup team every year. The Colorados and the St. Louis's when they won, and the Tampa Bays, and when you play against those teams, you're going to be playing against a good team that has won, and they know how to. So it's. I don't want to say it's nice to have the target on our back, but it's just nice to be winning hockey games. And if winning hockey games mean we have a target, then we'll take it.
Thanks, Evie.
Thank you. Working so well with Vanacek right now. What's he doing?
I think he's just comfortable with his game. He's made key saves at key times. I think, he's got himself in a good rhythm.
Has he made any adjustments from last season?
I didn't see a lot of them last season, so I wouldn't be able to answer that question.
Nico, Tatar, Zetterlund, how do their styles complement each other?
Well, I think we got a guy with in Zetterlund that shoots the puck a lot, and Nico's a great guy below the goal line. His possession and getting pucks into the middle of the ice is real good, so that compliment is instantly there. I think Tatar's another guy that on entries can hang on the pucks, find the late speed, and at the same time he can make the small plays down low. If you look at the Calgary goal, kind of slid across the Zets, and Zets put that one away.
What have you liked, or what do you need to see from someone like Jesper Boqvist, who is trying to grab onto that opportunity with the injuries?
I think he's playing hard. I think he's playing well. We're asking for, just real good team play, and I think he's giving us that. He's trying to be physical when the opportunity's there. I think the other night there was times where he was able to skate by people. But I've liked his play. There's been games I think that line has really played well, and I think sooner or later they'll get rewarded for it. Yes, there's been opportunities, so just keep playing a real good, solid team game, and I think he's been doing that.
What does it say about guys like Boqvist and Zetterlund who are grabbing onto these opportunities that are in front of them, given the way the team has had the success?
Well, again, I think the time is right. They've been in the organization a while. They've matured from year to year. I think the end of last year was the best we've seen Bo play. He's got some flexibility where I can use him at center. I can use him on the wing. I can use him penalty killing. So, I think he's trying to make the best of the ice time that he's given, and I think he has.
Lindy, in what ways has John Marino changed positively the way you want to play defensively?
Well, I think we've really been harping on gaps. Taking space away, taking time away. We did last year. I think there was times we got skated by when we tried to run those types of gaps. He's been able to, maintain a tight gap against the top players, which probably the biggest thing. I think we had a couple guys that were just a little leery on gapping up with some of the toughest players, speed-wise.
You hear a lot of that young players too. When I ask them about what are you improving, it's usually they talk about gapping, but but gapping in some ways is so difficult because there's a lot of skating that's involved in gapping. I mean, how difficult is that to maintain that, I guess?
Well, hey, part of gap is skating, part of gap is having a great stick, part of gap is, creating the right angle for yourself, where a player, just can't skate by you. So I think, it's more than just skating. Your stick has a big part of it, and the angle you're at has a big part of it. So, a lot of things that we've been trying to preach in a lot of the drills we do in practice, and something that John is good at.
You coach Jeff Sanderson in Buffalo. You'll see his son tonight, Jake, on defense. Have you watched video on Jake? Any similarities between the skating styles?
Jeff was an unbelievable skater, and Jake is an excellent skater too. Jeff might have been one of the fastest guys I've coached, and he played forward, different position. Jake obviously is a guy that I think they really think highly of, a guy that can add offensively and then defensively be a real sound guy. So, I think when you look at him and his dad, I think the skating runs in the family.
You've played a lot of desperate teams lately who have maybe been on streaks that they're not very happy with. How have you liked the way your team has handled the emotion of, teams who are coming in with desperate play?
Well, again, it's not to take anybody lightly, knowing that, you can play teams that are going well, that, feel good, are making great plays. You can play teams that are desperate and maybe have a little bit more risk in their game, and you have to manage where you get the puck to. But I think just taking it one game at a time, realizing that this opponent tonight is going to be, like you say, desperate for a win. Any team that hasn't won in a while is always looking for that breakthrough. And for us, we're looking to play better than we did the other night against Calgary, knowing that, we got a slow start. We found some traction, and I thought we played a hard 40 minutes, but to come out better and be ready to play in that first 5 minutes.